What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you're on the podcast platforms, please do subscribe. And if you are on YouTube, I would appreciate you doing the same, as well as hitting that like button while you're at it. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just go ahead and brighten up the place. And let's get into this podversation / reality chat. I previously talked about Gizelle Bryant and her ex-husband, Jamal Bryant, and how they're pretty much the same people. I did a podversation where I was talking about Jamal and how he wants to have pretty much a weed business. And I'm not going to go into all of that right now. It's just a lot involved when it comes to that. But I talked about it from the perspective of his ex-wife, Gizelle, who was his wife at one time. They both, even though we know Jamal is still in the church, they were both in the church at one point, and she was titled as what we would call the First Lady, okay? But Jamal, with him talking about wanting to have a weed business, get into the industry of the marijuana so that he can make money for his church, that's what it's all about. But when he talked about it, he was trying to come from this angle of, well, we can have opportunities for Black men to get jobs and we can teach them how to affect the ecosystem in a positive way, yada yada. Like, it was just a bunch of drivel. But essentially, when it comes down to it, let's just be real. The money in terms of donations, offerings, givings, tithes, it's probably down now because of COVID. So they need ways to bring in more money because church is a business, okay? And with Gizelle, even though she's no longer married to Jamal, for me, it comes into question when you see these women that get married to these ministers and you are joined together in this ministry. If you really don't have a heart for the people, because that's what it's supposed to really be about, then maybe you shouldn't be in the church at all. I'm not even saying that you shouldn't be married to the man that you chose to marry, but the church is a business, and not everyone that is married is in business with their partner if that person owns a business. I am married. I own a beauty business. I've been married for over 24 years. And my husband has never been a partner in my business. We're not going to be in business together just because we're married. And I feel that a lot of times when it comes to these pastors that have wives and the wife is the first lady and they're a part of the church and this is what they're going to do in the church and all this other stuff, if you don't really have a heart for that, you shouldn't be into it because the church is a business, okay? And essentially, Gizelle has shown her hand and showed us that she was really just doing business. She never had a heart for the people. I'm going to play this clip because she and Robyn from the Real Housewives of Potomac, they were on the Sherri Shepherd show, and it's been making the rounds, but I wanted to play this clip because something that she said in this interview, it struck me and confirmed everything that I already said. Not that I needed confirmation, because when my spirit leads me to something when it comes to people, it's usually not leading me wrong. Sometimes I wish it was, because there are some people where it's like, dang, I had high hopes for that person. But, you know, with this clip, it just was like, wow, you really don't care about anything or anyone but the money. But let me go ahead and play this clip, and then I'm going to continue with this conversation.
Yes. 8, 9 women around the table.
Screaming.
I didn't want to have to pass my phone around to every single person so that they could hear what I was trying to...
Why were you passing the phone around to let them hear what she said?
Because they needed to hear what she said.
We needed to hear it, Sherri.
She was talking about...
It was amazing.
Yes.
Okay, we need to hear it.
She was talking about all of us.
Yes.
I felt like they needed to hear it.
People, they love you, but then some people have been criticizing you. They say it's bullying or colorism. What would you say to that?
You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion of us, but, you know, that's social media.
Right.
I always feel like social media does not pay us, so I don't pay attention to it. The minute it pays us, I'll be all in it.
Okay.
But until then, it's just foolishness.
Yes.
All right. You heard that. She says social media is not real. First of all, the people on social media, even though we know bots, B-O-T-S, do exist, social media is comprised of people. And a lot of the people that watch The Real Housewives of Potomac are all over social media. So for her to make a statement about, well, social media is not real, I always feel like social media is not real and social media doesn't pay us. So until we're making money that way, I don't really care. When Sherri Shepherd brought up the fact that people feel like what she and Robyn do is in some ways bullying as well as colorism, there was no sort of empathy for the people that feel that way. There was no trying to explain it. Like, she was just like, well, people are entitled to feel however they want to feel. But until social media pays me, I don't really care. Wow. And you used to be a first lady. You really don't care about anything but money. And I was absolutely right. This heifer said, I don't care about you people's feelings when it comes to you thinking that I am a colorist. She didn't say I'm not a colorist. She didn't say I don't operate in colorism. She didn't say, well, I understand how some people may feel that way, thinking that Wendy and Candace being of darker skin tones would be seen as the victims, and then they see us doing what we do and they see us as the villains. But this is a show. Unfortunately, the Real Housewives, they pay us to be dramatic. So this isn't who I really am. Like, she didn't say anything like that. She was just like, I don't care what y'all hoes think. I'm making money and that's all I care about. And you ain't paying me, so I don't care. Like, I mean, essentially that's what she said, just not in those words. But she might as well have. And I just wanted to play that clip because when I heard that, I said, you know what? I was right. She's no different than her ex-husband. I mean, she could have just let him do whatever he was going to do, stay married to him, and they could just continue to make money together, because she claimed that she was the one that helped him to build the Empowerment Temple. I believe that's the name of the church that they had in Baltimore that they built up. She said she helped him to build that up with the membership and all of that stuff. And I wonder, like, how did you do that? Because I don't think you did it with that attitude. So I don't know, were you just eye candy that were drawing some of the men in and some of the women in who were hoping that they would get a chance to maybe be like you, look like you? Because let's be real, sometimes with some females, especially when they are drawn to industries like the church, they have low self-esteem. They feel, certain types of way about themselves. They carry themselves in certain types of ways. So to see someone like Gizelle wearing the blonde hair and got green eyes and, oh, well, this woman, she seems to be pretty and she's in the church, so why can't I do? I'm just saying, let's just be real. Let's just be real. But I had to speak about this. I would really love to know what you guys think about this. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And until the next time, this is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest.